We are back with another episode of Eyes on Indianapolis, the series where we see if VGC newcomers can take Pokemon champions from day one to the top of the Indianapolis Regional Championships. Season 1 of Regulation MA ended just a few days ago, and so for this video we want to talk about our first ever season of VGC, how it went, some overall results, and just some fun shoutouts to the Pokemon and teams that we used along the way.
So I finished Season 1 of Regulation MA in Master Ball Tier 2 with a rating of 2,047 points. So this placed me number 7,835 in the world out of over 300,000 people that were ranked in Master Ball Tier. Overall, I'm pretty pleased to have ranked where I did, considering this is my first season where I really tried and the first ever season of Champions. I also focused about half of my time on getting practice in best of 3 matches to prepare for the in-person tournaments like the Indianapolis Regional. My goal is to one day make Champions Tier, which requires a ranking in the top 300. So I've still got a ways to go to get to Champion, but I just feel like I have a lot more confidence than I did, starting out. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go, if I was going to, be able to win consistently, and I feel like I did that, so I'm pretty pleased with how I did. This is the leaderboard for the most wins I earned by Pokemon in Season 1. You can hate it all you want, but Sneasler really is that mon. I brought Sneasler to 105 out of my 124 total wins on the Double Battle ladder, so that's nearly 85% of my wins included Sneasler, and that was, I actually had to bring Sneasler to the battle. It wasn't just that it was on my team of 6, it had to be one of the 4 I brought. So, Sneasler just is kind of one of the best Pokemon in the format right now. And just kind of this core 4 of Sneasler, Kingambit, Basculegion, and Garchomp paired with your Mega of choice. It's really a meta-defining group in this first regulation. And most teams were running at least 2, 3, 4 of these Pokemon. You'll see Delphox was kind of my number 1 Mega of choice, as well as Floette was also there quite a bit. I also brought Rotom, specifically the Rotom Wash form, and Sinistcha. That was part of another team that got me quite a few wins early on in the format. So, a fun group of Mons, a lot of meta Mons, but they really are just so good and so hard to prepare for. I wanted to highlight our previous MVPs. So Delphox is first up on the list. Delphox is just so strong. It's one of the fastest Pokemon in the meta right now. Really only Mega Aerodactyl is outspeeding it. It has a very high special attack stat, so you can get tons of damage with its Stab Heat Waves and Stab Psychic. Levitate takes away one of its weaknesses, and it allows you to click Earthquake with your partner. Delphox also has great utility moves with Fast Encore, Substitute, or it can be a Calm Mind Sweeper with Redirection. She's also a Slay Diva. Our next MVP is Kingambit, aka Cringe Gambit. Originally, I was running a Swords Dance set with Kingambit when the format first started, but I found that pretty hard to work out, so I started doing what everybody else is doing. I added a Chople Berry, which allows you to live at least 1 fighting type hit, even from Sneasler. But this allows you to run more coverage, like Iron Head for the other Floettes, and a Tyranitar is running around, and then Low Kick for opposing Kingambits and other types that are weak to fighting. Kingambit is also especially helpful to counter Basculegion. Basculegion is kind of its own Mega in the format. Just with the adaptability, wave crashes, last respects, those are just doing so much damage, but one Sucker Punch and that fish is gone. I've been finding it really hard to leave Kingambit off my team. It can really give you good pressure with Sucker Punch by either getting early damage that's crucial to help you take out key threats, or late game damage to finish off the game with Sucker Punches. My other MVP is Sneasler. Now, me and everybody else is running Sneasler, so you probably already know why it's so good. But I added a couple of techs that not many Sneasler players run that I feel like really pushed it to be my number 1 MVP of the season. 85% of my wins, remember. The one adjustment I feel like that won me a lot of games was switching out Dire Claw for Gunk Shot. Dire Claw was nerfed to 30% status, which is the same status that Gunk Shot has to Poison. So you're just sacrificing a bit of accuracy for the power that can knock out these pesky fairy types like Floette and Sylveon. You do have to be okay with missing a couple of the times, but you do guarantee a one-shot onto these Pokemon that are really important to take out early. In addition to Gunk Shot, I also ran quite a bit of Feint on my Sneasler. Feint is a normal type move with +2 priority that can break through an opponent's protection like Wide Guard or Protect. This move is just so huge and such an underrated choice in a best of 1 closed team sheet battles. People are just never prepared for this, and you can break their turn 1 Protect if they're expecting Fake Out, and then follow up with huge damage from your partner and get key knockouts early on, and it really turns the tide of the battle. It's also a great way to clean up Pokemon with Focus Sashes, especially opposing unburdened Sneaslers who would otherwise outspeed you. You can have +2 priority on your feint, and so there's nothing really they can do. They can't protect against it. If they don't have priority, then it's coming out and it's knocking them out. It's really fun to use on the best of one ladder. People really aren't expecting it, and you can really catch them off guard and turn the tide of the battle into your favor.
Some other fun shoutouts. I really liked the Blastoise Farigiraf combo. Something about, first thing in a battle, they can't use a priority move against you with the Armor Tail on the Farigiraf. Your Blastoise with his Fake Out can almost guarantee that the Trick Room goes up on the Farigiraf. The Farigiraf can also learn Rain Dance, which allows your Blastoise's Water Spouts to go even crazier. Talonflame was another fun shout that I thought we had a lot of good results with. With its Gale Wings ability, it really is a good partner with that faint Sneasler you were just talking about. When you see the Sneasler come out at the beginning of the battle, a lot of people are gonna just protect from the Fake Out, but you can break it, and then with the Gale Wings, your priority flying moves, you can either Brave Bird and usually take something out immediately, or you can use the Gale Wings to get up your own Tailwind, which is really nice. Lastly, one quick shout for Aerodactyl. It's really gaining popularity, I feel like, as we've ended Season 1 and are going into Season 2. Either regular Aerodactyl or the Mega Aerodactyl are both viable, which is really beneficial. So you can either use it as a Mega or continue to have a second slot open for another Mega. So Aerodactyl can get those Tailwinds up, the strong flying moves, and it's got those rock slides and those flinches that we all love to see.
It's also the fastest Pokemon in the meta right now, so just being able to have the fastest Tailwind is really nice, outside of Prankster, Whimsicott, but getting that fast Tailwind up before your opponent can win you games on the spot.
With Indianapolis just a couple short weeks away, the rest of our journey will be about finalizing the team and then practice, practice, practice. Next week, hopefully we'll have that team ready to go and we can share some of those details with you, but we definitely still do have some cooking to do. So until then, we will see you next time!